Hey guys, welcome to another episode of JB's Garage, and got a new little surprise for you. We have a workbench. And it's a good one too. And what's on the workbench, you say? It's a fuel tank, isn't it? Yamaha. Why would I have a Yamaha fuel tank with that certain stripe on it, which means fuel injection? Wow. We got a YBR engine. Got the whole fucking wire loom here, look. Fucking, to prove it's injected, here's a fuel injector and a fuel hose. So we've got the fucking YBR engine. The original plan, what I didn't know if it was going to work or not, but I wanted to test it out, was to see if it would go in the sim. Right, so here it is, sat in the sim frame, but it's going to be a bitch to get it in there, because if I wanted it to sit in this frame, what I'd have to do is I'd have to make spaces for either side of the engine mount at the top. I'd have to build an engine mount that goes from there to like there, but a bit further because the engine's actually leaning. And I'd have to make a full front engine mount. And honestly, it's kind of long. I don't know whether I should or not. You guys are going to have to let me know on that, because it's a good platform for it, but at the same time, I could use this for something so much better than a sim, you know? I could probably like make some sick YBR injected go-kart or something. Because I don't have to use that fuel tank, that's just because it's got a fuel pump in it. So I don't know what to do with it right now. I'm just brainstorming ideas in my head, because the Sinus, yeah, has a complete different engine shape altogether. Like the swing arm actually goes through the engine like that. That's out of the question. But this engine is such a good engine, I don't know what it could be used for. Although to be fair, if it doesn't fit in the sim frame, on the sim frame we're going ASAP, because it's just taking up space. I don't want it, I don't need it, you know? So if any of you want to pick up a sim rolling frame, let me know. So let me just talk you through this loom real quick. So up here, this is all the stuff like the blue ones, and these are all like your clocks and stuff, yeah? Like that one's your ignition, and that one's fucking whatever it is. These are all just like the front ones, yeah? They just got power front lights and that. That's the horn wires, that's the coil pack wires, yeah, that's the injection one. That one goes to something, they go to something, they go to the engine, that goes to the ECU, that goes to the fuel tank, they go to the fucking throttle, that goes to a rectifier, that goes to your starter solenoid, that goes to a fucking flasher relay, that goes to itself, that's a diode. That's your tilt sensor, that's your tail lights, that's your indicators. It's all fairly simple wiring. I mean, I know everything about it basically anyway. I mean, apart from like one plug, because I forgot. Yeah, in the fuel tank, I'll show you underneath. You see it's got an actual fuel pump rather than a thingy. But unfortunately, previous owner, Jake, fucking snapped it off like a spastic, and it was still in there when I got it. So, you know, means I have to buy a new fuel pump, which is £50. But you know, unless that whole bit there is just changeable, but I don't think it is. But it does move, so it might be. We'll have to see. Yeah. And now I just got to take the engine back out this bike, because I've just put it in there for test fitting and that. It doesn't fit very well, so I'm just going to take it back out, whack it back up on the bench, and then I'm going to get started to work on the engine. Take a few bits apart, have a look at it. So, just got the actual engine here now, as you can see, and the exhaust is pretty rusty, it's still left on there, so I need to get that exhaust off, don't I? If the studs snap, I'd rather they snap now, when I've just got the engine, rather than later on. Because if they snap now, I know that I have to fix them. Because if they snap later on, then I'll be pretty pissed, because I could have fixed them all this time, you know? This has less play, so this one will be better for the job, but let's see if it can do it. It's just not seeming like it can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a hammer and give it a few blows. Hopefully the impact will help to break it loose. So that through the thing. and we're gonna see if shit snaps or if shit comes loose. Alright, it's moving. You can see that. I'm going to backwards and forwards it just in case. It's not feeling like it's going to snap, but I'm doing this anyway because I want to be extra sure. So I do not want this thing snapping on me. If I do, I want it to be a clean snap out the top. That's coming. Sorry guys, just had a phone call off Rich. So I've got that one out, in case you didn't see that. That one's out, calm. This one here, bit more of a problem because, in case you can't see, the head ain't in perfect condition already. So someone's already had a little bit of a go at it, meaning this doesn't really fit perfect. Oh, focus. And I have a bit of a feeling this one's going to be a CUNT. I'm trying my hardest to get this to just go in there flush and flat and be able to undo it, but at the same time I'm either going to strip that off completely inside or it's going to snap when I come to it, I reckon. But we're going to keep giving it a go, aren't we? Because it's me and I want that fucking exhaust off too. Also, I've already tried this front engine mount. That bolt has to be angle ground off. That is just ridiculous. It actually broke my little ratchet, so I no longer have a ratchet now. So it's pretty good, isn't it? I don't have any grips, so don't know how I'm getting that off. Nice. I literally have no grips at all of any fucking sort because all of my tools just apparently, you know what I mean, they don't exist anymore. Fuck's sake. Because I have to kind of basically leave that for now, I'm just going to go for a wire brush quick and just clean everything up. That's all I can do for a minute. So, giving the old thing a good old wire brush off, there's shit everywhere now, as you can see. With me brand new workbench that I built this morning. And fucking... yeah, oh yeah, that's what the other sensor was. Engine temp sensor. Yeah. Told you I forgot, but I knew what it was. That was the last thing. And yeah. What I'm going to do now, just going to take the kickstart off there. I'm going to take the fucking gear selector off. Take the sprocket off. I'm just going to put all them bits to one side for a bit. So it's the next day, but I'm back in the yeet shed. Got the lamp wire a bit higher up now. Just wedged it between two screws like that so I can tension it and pull it up. You see? And yeah, we got the older yeet toolbox done. So if I open up the top for you. Oh, need to put it forward a bit. That's just the locking bar so I can lock it up. Up here we got the older, just random tools, you know what I mean? Random shit, got a zip tie in there and that. Yeah, that's that one, that's nice and easy. There you got all the sockets. Everything's rusty in here by the way. And you got all the Allen keys and screwdriver bits and that. And you got my one set of wire strippers, would be all my pliers and that, but I don't have any. There's all my open-ended spanners and the two ringers. Then you get down to this one. Oops, that shut the lids. Yep. That's got my big breaker bar, my crowbar, my moped clutch tool, my push bike crank tool, and my screws. Got my screwdrivers on the side there. Just poking through. Right there. Then you got just a rubber mallet, foot pump, shitty wire brush, G-clamp underneath it. Fucking stock VW Golf tyre line, 17mm. It's part of a drum kit because it looks useful. Suction cup, you can see it there, and a rubber mallet. Actually, let's add to the additional one of these. In this one here, I'm going to add the lump hammer. There you go, that's in that drawer now as well. And yeah, that's literally the organisation of my toolbox. Happy days. I just need to put this rod somewhere when I'm using it, so I'll probably just whack it in this drawer each time I'm using it, and then lock it up after. Yeah. There's the older YBR engine. Hey, I started taking bits off, but fuck me, I want to be able to get this engine mount off, but I can't. Fucking thing. This toolbox is now empty, so what I'm going to do is, for the time being, I'm going to put all the YBR parts in it to keep them tidy. Rather than being out on the bench there, right, just like I've got the Sinus part that's in that little radio case, I'm going to put all the YBR parts in this big one, because that's big enough to fit everything. Because the biggest physical item we've really got is something like this kickstart or the wiring. And for now, I can literally just ram it all in there. You know, no organisation needed, it's just, it goes in. But I've been organising all the nuts and bolts and stuff in here. As you can see, intake, exhaust, gear, tank. And that one says sprocket and kick. You know what I mean? We've got a spark plug in there as well. It's just keeping it all organised so I can put it all back together properly how it's supposed to be. And like I always have done it. Which is just fucking retarded. So yeah. Sorry it's so dark as well, the light's behind me. And so, just like that, we've got a box full of YBR parts. Perfect. Just grab the lid. Whack it on there. Just getting it on properly because it latches both sides, doesn't it? Latch this fucking thing up. And boom. YBR stuff. I can just move it about. So for now, I'll tuck it in there nicely. So, I just thought this camera angle would probably be a bit better for you. You can't see my face or anything, but you're going to see a lot more of what I'm doing. So, pretty sure that's good enough reason, isn't it? So I'm going to kick in with the fucking time lapse quick and I'm going to start taking some shit apart. I can't take the exhaust off, so that's got to stay on the head for a bit. Fuck's sake. So, it's pretty late now, but here it is. It's the engine. They're the main tools I used. I did use a few more, put them away and stuff. Got loads of stuff in there, a few more bits in there now, including in the top of the toolbox. Pardon me. So here we got the bottom end, not really getting touched as far as I'm aware so far. Got your order timing chain in it, fucking conrod, flywheel. Because it's the fuel injected one, it's got multiple knobs on it. You can see that. Yeah, you can probably see it a little bit better, but now, but yeah, it's got little knobs on it because it's the fuel injected one. And needs a little clean in there. That's the neutral sensor. It's pretty good. I've got every single gasket, kept every single one in one piece, so I can just use a bit of the older. Where is it? RTV if I need to, just not for the head gasket, but it's getting a bore anyway, so that don't matter. Still haven't got the exhaust off, but there's your cam and stuff. You know, it's pretty fucking litty. Got that, which is the cam gear. Got your piston. It's a little bit worn out and scorned there, so it's good that I am replacing it. Only the littlest amount there, that side's fine. The barrel is completely fine as far as I'm aware, that's just oil dripping down what you can see. Completely stock barrel. The valves, I'll show you, are absolutely fine. The inside of the head's completely fine. It looks, everything's good condition, it's just been used, you know, for a lot of miles, but it hasn't really been abused by the looks of it. Got the clutch up there hanging up. Starter motor, spins freely. Got the magneto cover in that. It's all looking pretty fucking good in the magneto I was in. Not gonna lie, can't complain about that. The oil filter, clean as fuck, can't complain about that. Top of the clutch, just is what it is. And pretty clean inside there too, on the clutch cover. So, not gonna lie, I think this purchase was a success. You know, I mean, got the fuel tank and that down there still. Got that for the parts, like I said. And yeah, pretty happy with it so far. Not gonna lie. Oh yeah, got the other timing chain guide there as well, don't want to lose that. Lovely jubbly. Right, I'm just going to take a few measurements now. I'm going to show you what I'm measuring with the calipers. They're not the best calipers, not the most accurate, but I can tell you to the millimetre at least. And yeah, we're going to get some measurements in, and then if I need them or you need these measurements, so you can just, for the next parts of these videos, we're going to already have them as of today. Mad. I can tell you one thing, the bore of this piston, the standard one, is supposed to be 54mm. Supposed to be. So we're going to see what that is in a minute. Alright, get the old calipers out. So in here, this is where the cylinder sleeve. So this is where this bit here, yeah, goes into the engine case. And we're going to see how wide that is. That's good, bit of a good information to know. Get it to the widest point just to make sure. Make sure it's as wide as possible. It's cheap plastic calipers. Pull it out, and that reads. Let's switch opposite. Oh, no, knocked it out. 59mm, and I was squeezing it pretty hard, so yeah, bang on 59. So it's like 59.5. Okay, so that 59mm. Yeah, in there. Then we've got a standard piston. I'm just going to check that. And as you can see, I'll try and show you guys here. No, you're probably not going to be able to see because of lighting, but that is 54mm. Like we guessed. Then we're going to check the cylinder inside here, see what size that is. And that, make sure we get the widest point. Move it around a bit. You don't want to move it around a bit on calipers, you just want to find the widest point. That says 52mm. Okay. Let me try that again. 52mm. Hey, let me measure this piston again. How can this piston be wider than the inside of that bore? Because measuring this piston is 54mm, measuring the inside is 52mm. So is that telling me that the inside measurements are actually wrong? Yeah, it is telling me that actually. So if this is supposed to be 54 and it is 54, and this is supposed to be 54 but it's 52, that means the top measurements are 2mm out, doesn't it? So if I remeasure this again, then that should mean that whatever measurement I get here plus 2 is the actual measurement. So no, this is not 59, this is actually 59 plus 2, so 61mm. That should be. Now that we know that's the thing, let's put that back. Put that back. Don't need to know anything else apart from the lobe height. I know I need that. That one I don't have to add anything to because it is just, it is what it is. Make sure it's the biggest height. Yeah, that's the tallest point, 100%. And that is, the lobe height is bang on 25mm. And that was for the front lobe, which would be the, which one? That would be the intake. Okay, so the front lobe, the intake valve is 25 bang on. The exhaust is, oh, I think it's a little bit bigger actually. No, bang on 25 as well. So both valves get moved by 25mm. We know that now, don't we? Anything else I should be measuring whilst I'm here? Actually, yeah, there is. The clutch springs, the height of all four. See, one, whether they're within each other, and two, whether they're within spec. I don't have a YBR manual anymore, but I'll try and find one. I sold it with my old bike, believe it or not. Idiot. This spring is 28. This spring is 28. This spring is about 28.5. And this spring is about 28.5 too. So they're fairly even, to be fair. Nothing to be concerned about as far as consistency. But whether that's where they're supposed to be, whether they're supposed to be at 30mm or what, I don't know. So that's just something we're going to have to check. At least we know the measurements now. Put the calipers away. Yeah. So that's it for this JBS Garage video. It's a 2-day clip put into one. Hope you enjoyed. The YBR engine definitely enjoyed it. It's having a bit of a relaxing time now, isn't it? So I put a poll on my Instagram. If you don't know, it's at Subaru MX5. Make sure you follow that. It's been in the description of every video, so should have followed it by now. I put a poll up saying, should I do the 4-valve YBR engine or should I do the 2-valve? And the thing is, the 2-valve engine is literally one £269 price, and the 4-valve is around that same price but it's about 30, not 30, it's about 10 different parts. I have to get custom parts in there as well. I have to get longer timing chains, shit like that. Fuck around with so much. Whereas one product I have to buy for that bore. Maybe, well, kind of, if it's a 63mm bore, yeah, I don't know if it'll actually fit in there now, thinking about that. But I can get a 58.5mm bore, which I know will fit. So I may have to get that kit with that cam, which I think is like a 155cc or something like that. So it's not too bad still. We're just going to have a performance cam. It's going to have turbo. So who the fuck cares really? If we can't get a 63, we can't get a 63. Peak. Oh, one more thing I needed to measure actually, before I go. I'm just going to put it right down what it is. I'm not going to measure it right now on camera. I'm just going to put it in the video. I want to measure how big that steel liner is, you know? Because that steel liner, you can actually hone out yourself and make your own bore kits, which is pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to do that. See you in a piece. Little bonus clip for you. What I didn't know from having loads of clapped out played with YBRs is that the engines have a fucking O-ring on the cylinder there. I'm going to reuse that O-ring. Gotta make sure I look after that. Did not know that was supposed to be there, but it is. And you guys know so that you know. If you want a full disassembly video of me showing you how to take every single thing of this apart rather than just a time lapse, let me know. I will make that for you. But if you don't care, then sick. Peace, guys.